My name is Snow. I'm your host here on A Chance of Snow, all things witchy and weird. This is our second video, so I'm very excited to be back with y'all. Today is Wild Wednesday, where I'm gonna let the cards pick the questions. Now, I gotta be honest with y'all, I didn't let the cards pick the questions. Typically, that is how I would do it. However, I've been getting a lot of tarot spreads, I've been getting a lot of clients requesting the Divine Guidance spread in the last 2 days. So I took that as a little bit of a sign to go ahead and just do a good Divine Guidance spread for y'all. I'm gonna do 2, both with the Rider-Waite. I do have the Wild Unknown tarot deck near me, and I bought a new one today. It is called, the Enchanted Gate Tarot. They are beautiful cards. I don't know how to shuffle them yet because they don't like to do the thing that I'm currently doing. So we'll be waiting. We'll be waiting on those ones, but I'm very excited to use them. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, one thing I have to admit to y'all is that I forgot to do our little prayer last time. I wrote a prayer. I find it to be absolutely stunning. And it's never made me feel, a prayer personally has never made me feel so connected to spirit and my higher self and the otherworldliness of this journey. So let's go ahead and say it, and then we'll jump into 2 Divine Guidance spreads. And before I do both, I'm going to pull 2 you cards so that you know which reading will pertain to you. You can go ahead and skip. But without further ado, let's go ahead and do our prayer. By the breath of air, may clarity speak through me. By the flame of fire, may I channel with purpose and passion. By the flow of water, may we all feel what needs to be felt. By the roots of earth, may these readings be grounded in truth. I call on what was, what is, and what is yet to come. May these cards speak honestly, land gently, and serve the highest good of all who receive them. So it was, so it is, and so it will be. Okay, let's go ahead and split these. So this one will be reading number 1. This one will be reading number 2. Reading number 1 and reading number 2. Ooh, a lot of earth today, a lot of earthly entanglements. Let's go ahead and jump in. So person number 1, it appears you're at the beginning of a cycle. You're ready for something new. You're ready to take that next step. And it just maybe seems far off. You know, I'm looking at these mountains here and I'm seeing distance. You know, maybe you don't feel like you can really push forward for that long. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting here. Now, person number 2. You know, it's really similar because 10 is a number of, completion, a finishing number. And I definitely feel, to me, as I explained in the last video, I feel like 9 is a number of I'm almost done, but I'm looking back on my journey and I miss it. Whereas number 10 is I'm coming to a finish. I am glad that I had my journey, but I'm ready to move forward to the next step. I feel as though your problem is the structure, because I'm seeing a lot of straight lines and a lot of buildings, and those are really standing out to me right now. So you either are a person who needs a lot of structure and you're not getting it. No, I think that's it. That's definitely what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a reach out for routine, maybe something more concrete is what you're looking for. So, your person number 1, your head is in the clouds. Person number 2, You are searching for a place to root. So let's go ahead and do these. Put that one right there. Now, so my divine guidance spreads are 6 cards. So we're going to do past, present, past and present, your bridge, so how you got from past to present, your future, your block, so how you're preventing yourself from going from your present to your future, and finally your divine guidance. Okay, let's take a look. I get the feeling that you just feel so stuck. Like you're so ready to move on. You're so ready to have yourself be figured out. But definitely something is standing in your way. And I'm gonna be completely frank here. I think it's yourself. Or maybe not yourself, but more so your mindset, I guess is what I should say. So let's break it down. So in the past, I feel like you've been possibly very flighty, unsure of how to stay true to your own wants and needs. And currently you're in a place where maybe you don't feel like anybody really notices who you are. Because you see, he's in a coffin. And so it feels like he's tucked away. You know, maybe you feel a little bit forgotten about. And how you got here. How you got here is you didn't stick to your own desires. I'm really getting a feeling that everybody came before you and you didn't ever get the opportunity to say, hey, this is what I want. And your future card is very telling. It's saying that you're going to be able to only get away with that for so long. You know, typically people who are low maintenance, who try to please everybody before they please themselves, you know, the divine guidance card is really saying it best here. Stop giving pieces of yourself away. What are you receiving in return? Granted, those things make people happy and it makes for a bright world. But where do you get your compensation? You cannot fill from an empty cup. And so I feel like this spread is really telling you to evaluate where you're giving yourself away. And, you know, why is that keeping you up at night? Why is that bringing you such turmoil, such inner turmoil that you feel swords are strung above your head, barely holding on, barely linked together, and could fall on you at any moment? I really feel like I don't know, I just feel like you need to hear that you are valued just as you are. And you don't have to give anybody anything in order to be valued. That's a pretty heavy read. It's a pretty heavy read, but I definitely am getting a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of thoughts, some emotion, some desire, but there's just a lot of thoughts going on. So I really think these cards are telling you to evaluate maybe who you spend your time with. And really ask yourself, what is it that I want? And how can I make that happen? You know, of course, it doesn't have to be at the expense of others. I'm not asking you to be selfish. But also, being selfish sometimes, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So, that concludes reading number 1. Okay, reading number 2. Let's get into it. Past, present, bridge, future, block, divine guidance. So, let's see. You are a person who is looking for more structure, or maybe you're looking for something concrete. You're reaching out for something that is going to make you feel grounded. That's the vibe I get from this card here. Just to recap, person number 2. Now, let's see. So I see in your past, I'm seeing a lot of family events. Like, I don't know, I'm just picturing those like old home movies where kids are just playing out in the backyard. You know, maybe it's mom or dad behind the camera, maybe it's an aunt or uncle, but it's just, you're like, everybody's there. That's the vibe I get from your past. And now here, it's a lot of doubt, a lot of self-doubt. That's typically what knights in reverse mean. A lot of insecurity currently, especially regarding your earthly entanglements, which could be a relationship. You know, maybe this is very specific. This is very specific. I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm feeling like a loved one is near the end of their life cycle. And currently, you don't know how you're going to move on without them. And I'm getting that that's the structure you're looking for. Because with this World card in reverse at the bridge, I feel like something is definitely coming to a close. And with the family I see in the past, that's definitely what I'm getting. Now, that's pretty heavy as well. And that's okay. We're not here to shy away from the heavy. We're here to process it, right? Well, not necessarily process it, but get more information on it, I guess is what I should say. In your future, this person will still call to you. In your future, I see frequent communications with your loved one. And the reason why I say that, not the reason why I say that, but where I'm going with this is you're going to get a lot of little signs that they are still with you. And the thing that is blocking you is you're wondering, how am I going to ever go on without this person? Like, you have a new thought that you don't know how you're going to think without this person. How are you going to do the most basic tasks, you know? Man, I feel a lot of grief here. Or possibly this loved one has already passed. This loved one has already passed. And man, I just see a lot of grief. Anyway, sorry, that's very cloudy. I'm feeling that with you, and that's really, really tough. And I'm sorry. I am here to tell you, though, that your divine guidance is asking what you want. I know that the first answer that probably comes to your mind is, I want my loved one. But this card, this spread, is really asking you to say, as painful as it is, we can't have that back. What else do you want? And I find it interesting that both the knights are reversed. And so even though I'm getting the feeling that you're like, I don't know what else I want. I don't know what else I want because that's all I want. That's all I think about. That's all I care about. And I get that. I do. And I'm here to sit with you in it for a moment. And let yourself really feel that. Because I'm sure it's very paralyzing. But of course, and I've always hated this concept, but life doesn't stop. Life keeps pushing. I think that's really what these are. They're like, you have to push. And so if you can't have your loved one, what would make life the most bearable right now? I think that's really what these cards are calling, because the Knight in reverse typically means you're stuck, you're insecure, you're doubtful. And so we don't need to look at what's going to make you feel better. We need to look at what's going to make life bearable for a moment. And I don't know if y'all have heard of this concept. It's called radical acceptance. You can go ahead and Google it. I believe it's a CBT concept, cognitive behavioral therapy. But radical acceptance is trying to look at things from an objective point outside of yourself, look at the whole picture, and say, well, if it isn't going to change, what can I change? Right? So you cannot change the fact that your loved one is gone. You cannot change the fact that you miss them. What is going to best serve you in this moment? And follow your body. Yeah. I think I feel a lot of pain with this one. I feel a lot of pain with that one. Okay. All right. Just for you, second person, I'm going to go ahead and pull from my Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Let's just do a little clarifier. What do you need to know to make life bearable right now? Just for right now, just for today. Just whenever you find this video. What is going to make life seem bearable to you? The Six of Wands. This feels like a pat on the back. Actually, I think this might be Six of Swords. It is Six of Swords. My apologies. You are in the storm right now. There is something beyond it, though. And that doesn't mean we have to step out of the storm right now. You can be in the storm. I think you just need to be reminded sometimes that there is something beyond it. And I get it. It's so all-consuming, that type of grief. But whenever it pops into your mind that there's something beyond that storm, hold on to that. Hold on to that and try to keep it at the forefront of your mind. If you fail today, that's okay. Still proud. So, yeah. Today was a little bit of a heavy read. I'm feeling a lot of grief. I'm feeling a lot of feelings, and that's okay. That's okay. I am not one to shy away from a feeling. So, anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. I hope if you needed this session, I hope it was healing. And I hope our prayer really brought you some grounding. I really do. On Friday, it will be Freaky Friday. I will be drawing a relationship spread. And we will draw 2 from that as well. And as always, there will be a U card. Go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that bell. And I hope you all have a great day.